third part, it's here. What I'm doing right now is I'm marking off the inner sides of these toes. That will be important later, and now I'm beveling the edges on the outer sides. To create a nice knuckle, I carve about halfway through the top of the toe, and then I continue to bevel those edges. A lot of this video is just going to be this, me carving with the scissors to get these toes nice and round and in the shape that I want. I recommend that if you're doing this, you take your time and make sure that you get these shapes fairly close to how you want the final result to look. Now I'm going to glue on that wrist piece. I make sure that the lycra is smooth underneath as I do this. So next is the wrist. You want to make sure that the lycra underneath is smooth whenever you lay this piece down. Next I mark out a center line, and now I'm gluing the big toes on either side. The edge of the inner curve of these toes is matching up with the edge of your fingertips. Next I'm going to mark out a V on these outer toes so they merge and flush with the rest of the form. Glue those down. Next is the bottom pad. This is kind of a shock absorber and is something special about these paws. This helps when you're running with quadrobics to have less strain on your wrist and hand. I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm going to come in with my scissors and cut out divots between the toes to ensure that we keep that shape. I'm also beveling this entire thing into the hand to make the transition more smooth. Next I'm going to do the dew claw. I'm using 1-inch foam here, and I just draw out my pattern and cut it out. I'm seeing where I want it on the paw, and I shape it, and then I just glue it down. Next I'm going to do the infamous, I'm not exactly sure what to call them, but I do this with a blade, and I just make very shallow cuts. You want to be careful so you don't cut into the lining. I'm now freehanding the heel. For some reason I did this in the center of the foam, and then I corrected my mistake and did it towards the edge so it was easier to cut out. These are just getting bevels on their edges to be a little rounder, and then I glue it down. And that's it. The foam work on these paws is done. Everything that you see here would be done to the right hand as well, but just in reverse, and they fit and look great.